So Etsy sells Lightroom presets, and I was curious, are they worth purchasing? So that's why I'm making this video. And I'm going to be purchasing the highest rated preset on here, which I just typed in Lightroom presets at the top. I'm going to be purchasing the 10,000 Lightroom presets. This has 28,000 reviews. It's rated 4.6 stars, so highly rated, and you would assume by the 10,000 presets you're getting a great bundle, especially for the $5. It's 75% off. I just want to know, is this worth it for photographers who want to get a starting point? This obviously won't be where you end, I think. You'll still have to make some micro adjustments. Who knows? Let's get right into it. Alright, I got the presets imported, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm not sure what to expect, so we're just going to go ahead and try these out. So this is a photo shoot I did. This is Cam. He was turning 2, so the 35mm film 1 looks pretty good. I think I would click that. As you can see, none of these are adjusted, which makes a lot of sense because these are the basic adjustments. No tone curve. I also don't know if any of the colors are adjusted, so I'm not sure what they did. So they messed with the detail. So not a lot of things were adjusted. So if I were to adjust the film number 1, I would brighten this up. I do like bright photos, so I'm gonna let that be known. Okay, so vibrance was increased already. I think this is okay. I think I was wanting more out of it, but again, that's just the 35 film. Just going through it, that's what they look like. Number 12 looks nice. Number 5 could be nice. Again, not a lot done. Okay, so the tone curve is affected in this one. Yeah, this isn't bad. This is, I guess, close to something I would give, but yeah, it's interesting. Let's try aesthetic next. So, okay, this is very muted colors. It's okay. It's not my style. Analog, so another film looking, I like this, I like number 8. Let's try Autumn Blogger. I wasn't really a big fan of Autumn Blogger. Autumn Colors, some of it's really crazy. It's kind of out there. Autumn Leaves, Baby Collection. I didn't really care for that one. Again, it's just for this specific scenario, so who knows if I would prefer that preset in another type of photo. So I'm gonna hit reset because I did crop out all of this. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. Bali Dream, didn't care for that. Black and white, yeah, some of this is pretty crazy. How about bright and airy? I like that. Okay, number 1 looks good so far. I like number 7, that's pretty close to my style. Let's try number 7. So if I were to edit this photo, I would increase the brightness a little bit. So I like the clarity to be -10 or 20 around there. If I were to crop it, I would do that. I would increase the vibrance a little bit, maybe keep saturation at the 10 it was. I really like this tone curve for this preset. So anyways, this is something I like if I were to use the bright and airy. I think that was number 8, I'm not sure. So far I like that one. Bright and light. So I really like the bright photos. I don't like this super high, I assume, contrast. It is, wow. Okay, I do not care for that one. I think bright gold 13 is okay. I like the blue that it has there. But as you can see, everything is really, really dark. Like maybe we could do bright holiday 7. Bring the contrast down so we can bring the clarity. So clarity was up here. I prefer clarity to be in the negatives. So we could do that, and it's getting there. The colors are nice. I can look at the tone curve again. So this hasn't even been affected, so we can add some points. I like a little more in the shadows. I like this a little, maybe. We can add a little fade if we want. That looks cool. So you can make it a little bit warmer. I like things on the warmer side, a little bit bright. That's kind of where I would leave it at. I think from the Bright Wedding collection, I really like Bright Wedding 12. Again, it has muted colors. I'm not a big fan of that, but if we go with that theme, we could do that. I think the colors are fine. Or I mean the brightness. I think the brightness is fine. Yeah, keep the shadows up there. I like the clarity to be like -10. If we go for that, we could do that. Maybe just bring the vibrance up. Overall, it's okay. Bright World is interesting. California Dream, we can definitely see the big emphasis on the teal. Caramel Tones, wow, that pretty much eliminates Cam. Christmas Glow, number 4 is okay. Just probably have to bring down the clarity, I'm guessing. And then contrast, we can bring that up. I mean, it's not bad. So, cinema presets, we're going to see a lot of teal for sure. I don't even think these are adjusted. Yeah, these aren't adjusted at all. Number 8 through 10, there's no adjustments. Wow, the number 10, I like that for cinematic greens. I like number 5. I think 8 and 10 are cool. Oh, that looks nice. So we could do that. I like that, that's pretty cool. And then even if we added some masks, so we did like a radial filter, we could do, maybe just add a little bit of brightness on him. Even if it's a little bit, like, look at the difference there. So that's the after, before, after. I don't know. I'm okay with that one, that's not bad. So I like Cinematic Greens 10. Classic Film, not my favorite, but I like the style. Coffee, this is probably for a coffee shop. Now, to be fair to the creator of this, I am a portrait photographer, so I know not all of these are going to fit this specific scenario. I think next is Color Pop, which I love Color Pop. I don't know if this is what I like. So I think I'd go with number 1, and then we could increase the brightness, make it a little warm. Yeah, I could definitely see me using this preset, and that's Color Pop. That was number 1. I just increased the exposure, warmed it up a little bit because that's my preference. I liked that one. Cozy Christmas. Again, a lot of muted colors. Cozy Holiday. Oh, I liked one I saw. I think 14's good. I like 12. Let's work with 12 real quick. So we can brighten it up, make it a little warm. And I think, oh, so some of these actually have filters on them. Okay. So what are they doing? Highlights are down. Huh. That's not bad. This is Creamy Light. I don't think I would normally do this. Maybe it's meant to be a lower exposure. I would not typically edit like that. Creamy Tones. I like number 4. Number 11, I like the color of the grass. That's nice. So far, I like number 4. Crop it down. It's okay. It's not bad. Dark Aesthetic, number 13's okay. And then a big emphasis on dark teal. Not my style, but it's pretty cool. Probably super high in the clarity is my guess. Yeah. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but let's just move on to things that I think I would like. So Dreamy Look. Maybe we could take Dreamy Look 12 and bring the clarity down a little bit. It kind of gives me a film look. That's nice. But again, I don't like the muted colors. That's just my preference, though. Next we have Earthy. Okay. The earthy tones are okay. Not my favorite. Elegant. Okay, the thing this is... Nope. Just immediately from like the soft, which I like. Maybe we would put the clarity to like a -10. Maybe something like that. Like that's kind of my area there. We could mess with the tone curve a little bit. Like I could see that being one of the photos, but yeah, you get a little bit of everything. I think number 1, Elegant, would be my favorite. Again, I'm just going to warm it up, increase the exposure, stuff like that. This is Elegant Wedding. This is Happy Spring 1. We could do that. Clarity down a little bit. Maybe we could do that. Light and airy. We can warm it up a little bit. Yeah, I like the light and airy. That's nice. So I could see that. That's fine. I can look at the tone curve. Maybe bring that down a little bit. And she has another filter on it, so we could do that. Maybe increase the brightness a little bit. I could see myself editing like this, and that was, I think, number 1, light and airy. Here's one called September, which is super fitting. We could do that. I kind of like number 5. Warm and airy. I like warm. Man, just everything is super. So warm, bright, I like. So far 1 and 2 are nice. I think we could try number 1. I really like the skin tone color we have here. This does give me a wintry vibe. Overall, I think I would go with this if it were winter. If we're talking like late summer, early fall, maybe we can bring the greens back in saturation, make it a little more yellow, bring the luminance down. Oh, we could go for the muted greens. I like that. That looks nice. I think I could do that. Maybe this is my new style. Order my new preset. This is a joke. But let's roll with it. Let's make it a little bit warmer. So what you can do is just change the white balance. You can find something that is white in your image that was white before you took the photo, and that will help as well. And then I can just make it a little bit warmer, bring the clarity down a little bit. And then we do have some filters on here, or I guess masks. So let's do a radial gradient just over cam. Make it a little bit brighter, just like 0.18, like super minimal. And next what you can do is duplicate and invert, make it a little bit darker, just so we can keep that focus on cam. Again, minus 0.37, very minimal. I really like that. I'm going to make that a preset. So if you want to buy this preset, you can do that. I'm just going to call it Cam 101. And that's how easy you can do it as well. You can make your own presets from this. And that was warm and bright 1 or 2, I believe. I don't remember. We can try a warm film. I think number 9 looks okay. We have warm moody. So this is called wedding portraits, so hopefully we'll find something. So I like number 3 so far. I'd probably change the yellows and the greens. Number 5 looks good. I like that. Number 8, maybe we could increase some stuff. Like maybe that would work. So this is Summer Colors 3, and I like this overall. I could do that. Throw in a mask of cam, brighten it up just a little bit. I'm going to call that Cam Summer. So now that I've made these presets, let's try them on different photos and see if I actually like them. So this is the type of preset I really like and that I gave to his parents. So let's reset that. Let's try, so I have a lot of presets. Let's try Cam 101. I love that. Cam Summer. These aren't bad at all, actually. Well, I found a few that I like. That's cool. I love Cam 101. Wow. I love the muted greens here. Okay, let's find another photo we can use. So here's one of Cam and his parents. Let's reset that. Let's do Cam 101. So as you see here, we have a different look. It looks super clarity, but maybe we can bring it down a little bit, brighten it, make it warmer. Well, let's try Cam Summer. See, it's not going to work on every photo like I would like. See, I'm editing like this. Again, it could be the photo as well. So we could do Cam Summer and Cam. See, I like Cam 101 in this. This looks nice. I like that. Let's do another one right here. This is Cam 101, Cam Summer. Yeah, 2 different looks here. I really like these 2 looks. So I have another photo here. I love the sun rays coming through on the right. Cam 101, Cam Summer. I'm really digging the Cam 101. It kind of gives a film look with the greens. So we could do that. So I really like this photo that I took here. So I do have some masks going on. So let's do Cam 101, Cam Summer. I think Cam Summer would work best here. I did crop that out. We have Cam 101, Cam Summer. It really just depends on the photo. Something I saw that I agree with is this doesn't fix bad photos. So if I have a bad photo, that's just how it is. So here's a photo of my husband. We went to the park the other day. Here's Cam 101. Here's Cam Summer. So Cam Summer in this scenario is a little bright, so I just brought it down a little bit. That looks good. Cam 101, you can tell this is very peach, like all this right here. So we could lower that saturation a little bit. So maybe reds, lower that. Yeah, I would lower that saturation. Oranges look fine. I love the greens that are from this preset. I took a photo of a duck here, so maybe we could do Cam 101. Again, the red's really showing, so I'd probably mute that. So I got to take a wedding 2 days ago. So here's what Cam 101 would look like. Here's what Cam Summer would look like. So as you can see, the scenario matters. Like it's definitely giving a film look. I do not think it would work in this scenario. So with Cam Summer, this is better. Still kind of giving a film look. So yeah, if we removed this mask, I think that would look better. It's all right. So this is before and after Cam Summer. It's not bad. It's not how I edited the wedding, but it works. Here is Cam 101. Here's Cam Summer. Again, not bad if we remove this mask, and then we'll probably bring the exposure down. So this was a bright and sunny day, and it was very hot. So sun has all these harsh shadows going. I think this is fine. Again, it's just going to depend on the scenario. So here is a senior photo shoot we had. I think this was in 2021, I think. So I have the Cam 101, Cam Summer. Cam Summer is going to look better, in my opinion, in this scenario. So we can do that, move that down a little bit. I like that. And even if you add masks to this, so keep her in the middle, we could select the radial gradient and just have this right here, and then we can go to the minus button and then subtract the subject. And so we can imitate the sun here. We can make this a little bit brighter, and then we can also create a filter here, maybe increase the brightness a little bit. It's going to obviously depend on the lighting, the scenario, but if you want to pick up Cam 101 or Cam Summer, they'll be in the description down below, as well as all the presets that I purchased. It was a $5 preset on Etsy. I found a few that I liked or that were okay. While they're not going to give you most likely a complete finished edit, it can be a good starting point. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It was definitely an interesting experiment. If you want to see more like this, let me know in the comments down below. Bye-bye.